Timeline of Events Part 1, Onboarding Ambiguity, the Hiring Process. In the 8/9/2018 email to Ms. L, Dale Kelly stated, "You were selected and staffed via the C30 process." In the 8/15/18 email, Dale Kelly stated, "Please be advised that after reviewing all of the provided documents, I cannot find any misdoing on the part of the DOE with respect to your C30 process." The following document represents the governance for the C30 process. January 16th, 2018 to March 23rd, 2018. Ms. L applied for the assistant principal position and completed level 1 and level 2 of the C30 process. Ms. L calls attention to step 8, where the title reads Level 2 Interview and Appointment. While bullets 1 through 8 took place, Ms. L states that bullets 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 that complete the hiring process did not occur. Ironically, bullet 14 occurred on Ms. L's first day, 4/25/18, after she attended an Assistant Principals Institute with other assistant principals and district leaders. The next day, Ms. L suspected that something was wrong because she didn't receive her welcome email and onboarding credentials as stated by New York City Department of Education hiring policies. When Ms. L questioned the principal or the C30 coordinator about her credentials, the principal noted that a glitch in the system slowed down the process, but Ms. L was required to report to work. Ms. L wanted to believe the C30 coordinator because when she logged into the teacher support network, she saw confirmation of her appointment as an AP. Ms. L went against her gut instinct and went along with the principal's excuse of a glitch in the system. The next day, Ms. L continued to voice concerns about the legality of her hiring and questioned the whereabouts of her offer letter. Ms. L stated that her onboarding credentials still did not arrive and she was using her personal email to communicate with DOE staff and she had zero access to DOE systems. At the end of the day, the principal presented Ms. L with a letter, and Ms. L states that she never questioned the contents or the fact that there was no way for her to sign an agreement. She just wanted everything to work out and ignorantly assumed this letter to be an offer letter. On 4/27/18, Ms. L also began her nomination as an assistant principal in the applicant gateway system. On Saturday, 4/28/18, the principal asked Ms. L to come in and reorganize the school's book room. Ms. L worked and punched a time card for 9:48 a.m. to 2 p.m. On 4/30, Ms. L continued to question the legality of her hiring because she still did not receive her onboarding credentials and she was using her personal email to communicate with DOE staff. She asked the school's computer teacher, Ms. S, to contact the DOE IT department and troubleshoot the glitch the principal referenced because according to New York City Department of Education hiring policies, on 5/1/18, Ms. S, the technology teacher, gave Ms. L the following IT ticket about the glitch in the system. According to this ticket from the NYC DOE IT department, Ms. L was inactive in the staffing and employee information systems and therefore would not get access to her DOE email. Additionally, the principal needed to start a nomination using Ms. L's DOE email because Ms. L was not added to the school's table of organization and would not receive her DOE email without being an active employee in the employee information system of the Human Resources Department. On 5/2/2018, Ms. L continued to address her concerns about the legality of her hiring with the principal. Despite showing the IT ticket that stated Ms. L was an inactive employee and the applicant gateway system saying that Ms. L was not authorized to work, the principal gave the same excuse of a glitch stalling her onboarding credentials. On 5/3/2018, while at the school's early childhood site conducting observations, the principal gave Ms. L the telephone to speak to a man at Human Resources. The man told Ms. L that she needed to go to 65 Court Street, HR headquarters, to complete some documents. Ms. L became nervous because she already went to HR weeks prior to complete some documents. On the morning of 5/4/18, Ms. L reported to HR for the second time. Ms. L was asked to take an ID picture and told by the HR employee that she was not authorized to work. When she returned to K135, Ms. L stated that she cried to the C30 coordinator about the confusion regarding the mixed messages between HR Court Street and the principal about the legalities of her hiring. The principal stated that HR was wrong and that Ms. L absolutely was authorized to work. On 5/7/2018, Ms. L did not plan on reporting to work because HR Court Street said she must wait for clearance. However, at around 11 a.m., the principal called and was upset with Ms. L because she believed HR's version of the story. The principal stressed the importance of trust between a principal and assistant principal and once again told Ms. L she was required and cleared to work. Ms. L arrived to work on 5/7/18 at around 12 p.m., once again believing the principal that she was cleared to work. The next day, after speaking with the school secretary, Ms. L's discomfort grew stronger. According to Ms. L, when she tried to give the secretary her time card from the 428 book room reorganization, the secretary told Ms. L that she would not be paid for her time worked, referring to her time card as a souvenir. The word souvenir triggered Ms. L to once again troubleshoot her concerns with the IT department, and she received the following. According to the second IT ticket, received a week after the first, Ms. L was still inactive in the employee information systems despite working at K135 for 10 days. The next day, Ms. L returned the time card to the secretary and explained that she must be paid for the time that she worked. The secretary explained to Ms. L that she would not process the time card and suggested that Ms. L speak with the principal about her grievances. Ms. L went to speak with the principal, who co-signed the secretary's statements and told Ms. L that she would not be paid for her time worked. She would have to wait until the 31st of May. Confused about why she would need to wait 6 weeks before receiving her first check, Ms. L sought to troubleshoot her problem with the IT department yet again and received the following. Although this ticket stated Ms. L was active in the DOE Employee Information System, Ms. L questioned exactly how she was staffed and what she was staffed as. Due to the fact that she did not receive onboarding credentials, her email was still inactive. On the afternoon of 5/9, Miss L began emailing DOE brass about the legalities of her hiring. This was the starting point of the discursive pathways between Miss L and DOE brass. Miss L began by emailing Jill Goldberg, the person responsible for providing the offer letter, and Bob Reach, the grievance director of the Council for School Supervisors and Administrators. And on 5/10, a day that Miss L called out from work, Jill Goldberg replied with the following. Miss L remained nervous because despite the fact that Jill Goldberg referred her to the Human Resources Director of her school district, the C30 governance stated that Jill Goldberg provided the offer letter, and Miss L questioned the status of the letter given to her on 4/27/18. That night, an acquaintance reviewed the letter given to Miss L on 4/27 and alerted Miss L to the fact that the letter she received was not an offer letter, and that based on the C30 governance, she was not an official employee. Disappointed, angry, and embarrassed, Miss L sent an email to DOE brass at 6:41 a.m. on 5/11/18 about her status at K135. Please note the time on the email and the fact that the school principal, supervisory support, human resources, and the CSA were all CC'd on this resignation disclaimer. After sending the email, Miss L went to K135 to return DOE property and gather her belongings. Despite efforts by DOE brass to get Miss L to return to the site, Miss L never returned to K135 after the morning of 5/11/18. Later that day, Miss L received the following email from Jill Goldberg, an email that continued to create anxiety for Miss L because despite the email saying Miss L was staffed effective 4/25/18, Miss L already had evidence that proves she wasn't staffed until 5/9, and Miss L still does not know what she was staffed as. Miss L quickly realized that with all the talk about her existence within the employee staffing systems, she neglected to check to see if she was active and present within the DOE payroll system.